Welcome to the Pandemonium Witches podcast, where the ADHD has just a touch of autism, where the true crime is as scary as the hauntings and unsolved cases. But the hosts never stay on topic for long. I'm Kat.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Em.
And I'm Meg.
Keep your arms, legs, and other extremities in the vehicle at all times, and enjoy the show. Hello.
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 Hello. Everybody's here today.
Sparkles, chaos, and something else sparkles, and I was very confused.
What?
It was like sparkles, chaos, and spoopy sparkles, and I was like, what is happening?
Oh. Are you at work? Well, we
Still
rang
at
the
work?
group chat. You don't have to answer. You just hit ignore.
I thought something was wrong.
No, I would call you personally.
Everything's wrong. Meg and I were like, what the hell's going on?
That was an exciting change of events. I was like, what are you doing, Emily?
And that something was wrong. Everything is wrong, but you're not supposed to be on the phone.
I'm keeping that shit in. I don't care what she says. Meg started doing sign language, and I was like, I can't read it because you kept buffering.
I was like, I'm just gonna mute myself because I don't know if y'all can hear the dumbass.
Right, I was like, I don't know if she... I was like, if she's not got headphones in, everyone can hear her, so I have to stop talking.
Right.
Right. I am dead.
Lovely.
Hello, Meg.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Spelled H-A-I.
Oh, ha.
Ah.
So I finally told my husband about the you go first thing. You go first.
You go first.
Rachel needs to hear the you go first story.
Yes.
Oh. So you go first. My son, my youngest, was like 3, and we were on a family vacation at the beach. And of course, it was like my parents, my siblings, and then all of my dad's brothers, their wives, their families, and my grandmother. Like, we're talking like, whoo-hoo, big family.
Yeah.
And whoo-hoo, big summer blowout. So, sorry.
You can't not do that, so.
It was literally right there. And it gave itself to me. So my youngest was just following my dad around, like literally like a half a step behind him the entire way around the house. And every time my dad would back up, he would step on my 3-year-old. And my kid would just look at him. And finally my dad just stopped and he was like, how about I follow you for a while? And my kid was like, okay. And he just looked at him and they just stood there and looked at each other. And my dad was like, all right, I'm going to follow you. And my kid was like, okay. And they just stood there and looked at each other. And then my kid looked at my dad and went, you go first.
Oh my God,
and so now every time we wait for somebody or we're like, oh, you know, they need to get moving or whatever, it's you go first. And I was like, okay. And that is a thing that has become wider than just my family now.
Yes. So Josh will say something and you go, you go first.
You go first. It's like ours is that when we talk about our day and I'll be like, okay, you know, do you want to go? Do you want me to go? Like, who wants to start? And he'll be like, you go first. Very cool. And it's funny because the child doesn't say that anymore. He said it all of literally one time. And the rest of us have been like, we will say it all of the times.
I love it. It's
So,
perfect.
Yes. 'Tis something.
Yes. Oh. What was that?
What was what?
I have a new PC and occasionally it'll make the sounds. And I had it on my Apple where all sounds were muted. So it didn't matter what I pressed. It's a learning curve. It's a thing.
Why do they call it a learning curve when it can be very steep? So wouldn't it be like a learning pyramid? A learning triangle?
So, I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you've caught up in the group chat. We're doing mismatched haunted ABCs. Yeah?
Yes.
Are you excited?
Indeed, I am.
Do you have a story for us today?
I have a state which has a story.
Oh, okay.
I have a state which has a story, and it starts with an A. Might I also add that this is not something that everybody in the world knows, and I thought that they all did if they lived in the United States. The states by alphabetical order song. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Rachel knows it. I don't.
You don't? Okay, so you didn't go to elementary school in Virginia, or like this part of the... I literally learned it when I got to Virginia. Didn't learn it in New York. Learned it here.
I went to Catholic elementary school.
Oh, the states don't exist. I understand.
Yeah.
So...
Alabama, Alaska, Arizona's dry. Arkansas, California, Colorado's mountain high. Connecticut and Delaware, Florida is hot. And so is Georgia and Hawaii, Idaho is not. Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine and Maryland, Massachusetts, redcoats, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi River boats, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska's mostly flat, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey is all that. New Mexico, New York makes 32, North Carolina, North Dakota, and Ohio too. Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania's Liberty Bell, Rhode Island's the smallest state as far as we can tell. South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, and more. Texas and Utah, Vermont's maple tours. Oh, Virginia, now there's Washington. West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming, now we're done.
Meanwhile, over in, England, they learn literally like how we have the little song for the states. They have a little song for all of the kings and queens.
Do they?
Yes. Like from the beginning of
time.
Correct.
Okay, I kind of want to learn that one instead because I'm a little over. Like I feel like it's a little overplayed, the state song. But the state song is one that I will tell you, I have won so many like trivia question things because if you know the state song, you know all the states. It's like, how many states start with an N? I'm like, I can tell you that. Hold on, let me sing it. But I have sung that song way too many times. And I also don't know if my kids know it, which is a little upsetting because like, hi, you go to school in Virginia. You would think that it hasn't fallen out of practice quite yet.
I mean, I know the Element song, but that's just because of NCIS.
The hell is the Element song?
Okay, so I'm gonna hold on. It goes a little too fast, and it says some of the words that I can't pronounce because I'm special. Okay. All right.
Are you hearing anything?
There's antimony, arsenic,
Okay,
aluminum, selenium, and hydrogen, and oxygen, and nitrogen, and rhenium, and nickel, neodymium, neptunium, germanium, and iron, americium, ruthenium, uranium, europium, zirconium, lutetium, vanadium, and lanthanum, and osmium, and astatine, and radium, and gold, protactinium, and indium, and gallium, and iodine, and thorium, and thulium, and thallium.
Okay, this reminds me not of NCIS, but of the Animaniacs.
Yes. So
okay.
So
I didn't get NCIS from that. I got Animaniacs from that.
So Animaniacs did it too, and they also did a country song. But the reason I remember from that is they had a serial killer that was 3 episodes that was murdering people with things from the Elements table by the Elements song.
Ugh,
yeah,
so much work.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: I could never be a killer because I do not have the drive. Like, if I have to make it something special, come on. No, thank you. I couldn't do it. I mean, despite the fact that like I don't kill people and that's not a drive for me, I don't have the organization, and I find myself to be very organized. I would get bored.
Yeah, you are very organized, but
not in a murderous way.
No, I'll probably insert the state song earlier. I'll have to find it. I changed. Oh, what do you think of the new intro?
Oh, I love it. I think it's super cute.
I like it too. I put it on a bunch of the other episodes, but only the ones that transferred over. So
sweet.
So what state are we doing today?
Okay, so we are starting with Arkansas, which I will tell you every time my eyeballs see it, it says Arkansas, which apparently is illegal.
What?
So your first fun fact is that apparently mispronouncing the state's name, mispronouncing Arkansas, is technically illegal. There's nothing that happens to you. Like, I looked it up and I was like, well, what's the penalty? Because this is recorded. There's no penalty. They were like, it's illegal. Like, it's more like don't do that. But I don't know if it's illegal just in the state.
Oh,
You can't
okay.
transfer that, right? And I'm not in Arkansas, but I'm telling you, every time my eye sees it, it's like Arkansas. I know it's not that, but my brain's like, but it says what it says. I said what I said.
So if we have any listeners that listen in Arkansas or Arkansas,
I'm so sad, so sorry that I've done this to you. But here we are. And why did I start with Arkansas? Because it starts with an A, and my brain went, that makes sense.
That's a good starting point, you know.
So I try to make good starting points make sense. So, couple facts about Arkansas. It's the 25th state, and they achieved statehood in 1836, which is like a while ago. Fun fact, it's also very close to the time when my college was founded, which is not in Arkansas.
Okay.
But I was literally just there this weekend and was like, wait, these dates are very similar. So, fun fact there.
Fun fact.
And this is also so 1836 was also the year the Battle of the Alamo ended.
Oh.
And when Texas abolished the slave trade, which is a bonus fact, which is great that we're actually doing it today, which is like we're recording on Juneteenth, which is actually kind of like appropriate for that fact. Right? As I was reading through my notes, I was like, good pick on the record date.
Yeah. Love that.
We are.
I mean, we, we're recording a couple of, I'm going on my honeymoon.
Yes.
And so we're recording a few days ahead of time just to kind of get a few little, locked in.
Ahead of the game.
Yes. But I was like, oh, we're going to be recording on Juneteenth. And I looked at my husband and I was like, do you work that day? And he goes, nope, I got the day off. And I was like, if this were me working back in Virginia, not only would I have the day on and I'd have to work, but I'd have to work 6 a.m., like 6:30 to 7 at night. Rachel, you remember last year.
Mm-hmm.
And that was surgery day. And we had
Yep.
one of the assistants called out. And so I had to, fix a couple of things. I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal because it was like, I like this kind of stuff. I like the gory stuff, but who would have thunk it with our podcast? But,
We're being good over here. I think they have off today and Friday because they gave them a danza.
Yes.
Yeah, which is weird because also who's doing work on a Thursday if you've given me Wednesday and Friday off?
We're doing a org day on Thursday.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Perfect.
It's going to be fun.
That's fun.
Back to the
other
money.
facts, right?
Yes.
Back to the state. Welcome to our tangent. Capital of the state is Little Rock. The state flower is the apple blossom, which is also interesting because Virginia has an apple blossom festival in May. The state bird is the mockingbird.
Oh.
And as of 2022, the population was 3.046 million individuals.
Million with an
Million M.
Okay.
Yes. And the nickname is the natural state. So if you are crunchy granola, I found your place. Just a fun fact there in case you didn't know.
There you go. Crunchy Moms, that's where you guys are
Arkansas is your
homeland.
Your homeland. Other fun facts for my nerd side are that Ernest Hemingway lived in Arkansas after marrying his wife and while he was writing A Farewell to Arms.
Oh, so good.
Another appropriate for the date fact, Arkansas was the first state below the Mason-Dixon line to integrate schools. Right?
How appropriate for Juneteenth. We love this.
See, I tried really hard. And then last not spooky fact I have is that when Elvis Presley enlisted in the army in 1958, he was sent to Fort Chaffee for preparation, and the barber shop where he received his like flat top look is now a small museum.
That's pretty
Oh,
cool.
Yeah, he was a secondary Arkansan, because it's spelled Arkansan, and I know that's not it, but I don't know what people from Arkansas are called. Arkansans? We're gonna go with Arkansans.
okay.
When it comes to World War II, he was a secondary member of there. The real Arkansas hero was actually General Douglas MacArthur, who served in the Pacific in World War II, but also in World War One, and the Korean War. So he was, real busy, and he was born in Little Rock. So General MacArthur was born in Little Rock, and there's like a whole museum, the MacArthur Museum of Arkansas Military History, which is in Little Rock. So should you be a history buff and want to do that, add that to your list of like to see places.
That actually sounds pretty cool. I wouldn't mind going there and visiting that. The only problem I have is I hate Elvis Presley
Fair?
because he was a pedophile. But anyways, aside from that,
Yeah.
yeah.
My mom was supposed to see him when she lived in Oklahoma, and her mom said no. So she was the only one in her group that didn't get to go see him, and then he died.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So she was a little upset. Actually, I just heard that story again, like last week, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, last week. Yeah, I feel like I've heard that story a couple times, but the most recent was last week.
I love your mom. She's funny though.
She's definitely, somebody told me at a work event, I take my mom to work for 4 events a year. And last week was our work event, and somebody told me, they were like, I met your mom. And I was like, yes, because she has a name tag that literally says her name and then just mom.
Meg's mom
Because
is.
people are like, is
Love
mom? They were like, is mom a business? And she was like, well, it's a full-time job. I was like, mom. And the guy was like, I see where you get your personality from. And I was like, yes, also thank you. And I will tell her.
Meg's mom is
But there's the
definitely a
thing.
character. She's she called when I was visiting Meg. I went to 3 years ago
Yeah.
when
I
I went
think
there. And I stayed overnight, and I ended up getting food poisoning, but I still toughed it out the next day, and it was a fun time. But yeah. So what else you got about Arkansas? I have to stop myself from saying Arkansas.
I'm telling you, it's so hard. So we've got a couple of spooky facts. So we've got the Dover Lights. I don't know if you've heard of the Dover Lights. They are famous like the world over and can be potentially seen if you're traveling the Ozarks. So they're like floating orbs. Floating orbs is what I said the first time. Floating, not floating, floating.
Okay, Swedish chef.
They hover over a valley in the Ozark National Forest, and they're said to be the lanterns of Spanish conquistadors searching for their lost golden bounty, which is like the legend there. But there are other prominent legends that say the lights belong to specters of local coal miners or to a long lost Native American burial site. So it's like pick your flavor. You looking for Spanish, you looking for miners, you looking for Native American. It's like could be anything. Also, that's a really fancy way of saying we don't know. Just everyone can have some. So you just drive out to Old Highway 7 out there, turn on a dirt road that leads out to the Dover Lights Overlook. In case you're wondering, it's called that. So like you can't get lost and see what you can see.
It's just got a name, Dover Lights Overlook.
It's literally the Dover Lights Overlook because so many people have seen them.
I probably will still get lost, but thanks.
Right? I mean, it said dirt road, which really doesn't give you much hope.
No, not at all. Never.
Dirt roads and I don't get along. I am not a country song. So not my thing. There are also a couple other haunted areas. There's haunted railroad tracks. There are several haunted mansions. There's the King Opera House is a haunted space where it says an actor fell in love with the local doctor's daughter, which was around like the turn of the 20th century. And the doctor, of course, did not approve of said affair. And the young lovers decided to run away. They absconded in the night. And the doctor discovered their plans and met them at like the depot to like where they were trying to get away. And then he beat the actor to death with a horsewhip.
We actually covered horsewhip. I did not know what horsewhipping was. No.
Yeah, doesn't sound great. And so the staff at the King Opera House where the actor performed say the ghost of a young man actually haunts the theater and has materialized in a top hat and a cape, and he likes to turn the lights on and off.
He, our beloved Bagel Hands has covered that episode.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Sorry, my brain did not compute Bagel Hands for a second. And I was like, wait, one more time? I was like, I had a granola bar. So...
Are you sure you're awake? Do you need more coffee? Do you need more caffeine? Do you need more time?
I actually had tea this morning. I took it with me to swim practice, which never happens, to the point that in front of the other parents, my daughter looked at my cup and went, "Oh, you're having your tea warm today."
Oh.
And I went, what? She was like, "It's hot. You always drink it cold because you forget it." I was like, thanks.
Thanks for just calling me out there, dear.
Right in front of the other moms who like I don't mom very well.
You mom very well. It's just you don't.
I don't outwardly mom.
You don't do the mom aesthetic, like the soccer mom aesthetic. Does that make sense?
No, I went to I think I went to the class party in a shirt that said "Nobody cares, work harder." And then I also think I went to softball practice. Yeah, I know. And I went to swim practice yesterday in a shirt that said live, loathe, lurk or something like that.
Okay, first of all, where'd you find that shirt? Because I know for a fact Rachel wants one.
My sister bought it. I'll have to ask her. She literally just sent it in the mail and I was like, what is this? There was one that said witchy woman and one that said live, laugh, lurk. And I was like, or live, loathe, lurk. And I was like, yes, these are very much me. So she says, keep going.
I seem to have misplaced my husband.
He's probably in the bathroom.
Honestly, he's
you
probably
go first.
You go first.
I mean, it's that time of day, though.
It's true. He has.
He's pretty regular.
It's so weird. Rachel can tell you. Whenever I get on the phone with her first thing in the morning, always have to pee. Always have to pee. Never, without a doubt.
Halfway through our phone call, has to pee again.
I have to pee again.
I mean, I feel like Costco does that to me. If I get into Costco, I'm like, I have to pee. I also need a hot dog. These are the two things that happen every time I go to Costco.
You know, Sam's Club makes me do that with pizza.
I do like their pizza, though.
So good. It's better than Costco pizza. I don't know what it is. Maybe they put crack in it. But anyways, you were saying.
So, like I said, there was the Opera House. There's a highway between Baxter and Marion counties where numerous strange events have been reported at the Cotter Bridge. So walkers have been hit by random rocks. A ghostly woman being chased by hounds shows up. Like, oh, hi. Should we all run? Are you running? Are they chasing you? Do I need to run? And then there are ghosts. Yes. Right? If someone else is running, even if they're like see-through, like move your ass. Then...
Because you don't know what they're running from, but you know.
Right. If they're running and they're already dead, it's not a great sign.
No.
Exactly.
No.
Because it's not like you're dying twice. So then there's also ghost children who like to play on the tracks beneath the bridge. And then the sound of babies crying.
Absolutely not. We discuss this all the time. I can't do.
It seems like every single episode so far for like
the last month
and a half have had children
babies
involved somehow.
Now, okay, we're gonna detour for just a quick second because you're a medium. We talked about this on our last 3 episodes. Ghost children, when they suffer traumatic deaths and when they suffer a loss that's taken their lives, they don't have eyes. Right. Is it just me?
I'm just shaking my head. No, it's not just you. Also, yeah, not my favorite spirits to interact with, especially because they're not so weird to say, adult spirits. Like they'll show you how they pass, like you could kind of feel it, but it's a little bit subdued. Like, hey, I know this hurt me, so like I'm not gonna like show you the full brunt, but I'm gonna show you like, oh yeah, I definitely like wasn't able to breathe or blah blah blah. a child spirit doesn't have the ability to like, it's like just so if something bad happened, you get the full brunt of the something bad.
Right.
So also like don't do that to me when I'm in the shower. I don't like that.
Alexandra has no eyes. And she's been hanging around a while. She
Yeah.
12 years now, 11, 12, something like that. And she just no eyeballs. And so of course, when I lived in Virginia, there were a bunch of children with no eyes. And then there was one that had them. And he asked me, why don't they have eyes? And I went, okay, we're going to have a nice little chat. So I'm assuming the children that are in this area probably have no eyes.
Well, let's hope it's just the sounds and not the people. Or they're moving fast enough on the tracks that ain't nobody seeing no faces.
Oh my God.
Fingers crossed.
I really hope it's not. But now because I'm in Rachel and Dr. Sister's chat, I'm now singing one way or another. I'm gonna. I'm sorry.
No, all good. All right, and then that kind of takes us to today's like more full, a meatier story, if you will, a story of substance.
Yes.
So we've got the #1 haunted place in Arkansas, which is the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs. Also, love the word Eureka. Used to watch a TV show as a child called Eureka's Castle. We'll never forget it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes, thank you. Definitely watch that. So the Crescent Hotel is probably the best known haunted location in Arkansas because it's been featured on Sci-Fi's Ghost Hunters and Paranormal Witness and the Travel Channel's Ghost Adventures. And it was built in 1886. We have an 1800s theme for Arkansas here near a natural hot spring. So, it's already going to be like, woo, things is happening. And it was built as a luxury health retreat, which very progressive of you, 1886.
Right. Super progressive.
Also not super healthy for everybody because an Irish carpenter was said to have fallen to his death from room 218 during construction. So already starting out with a not so great bang.
Oh.
And we're just starting off strong, right?
We're starting off with hey, we're not done constructing it, but already death. So many believe that his ghost haunts that room. So 218 is your first stop on the Eureka Springs Crescent Hotel tour. Mm-hmm. Because why not start with the first?
Right.
It was later a women's college where we're seeing a theme here. A woman fell or was possibly pushed to her death from a top-story window. So we've got a lot of falling.
Jury's still out on which one it was.
Right.
Right. And also, maybe we need to figure out stairs. So it seems like a thing that, there's an easier way down. And maybe a less fast, but, probably safer way down.
Right.
I mean, there's always sliding down the banister.
Yeah, right. Still a little bit safer because at least your butt's on something. Fun side fact, I did that my senior year in my high school because there was a space near the science wing where you could just kind of slide down the banister, and I always wanted to, and I ended up leaving early for something one day, and so I went to slide down it. Fun fact, you could fall over the other edge, and it does not look very becoming, and I did both of those things. Thank God there was no one there.
Oh
and I don't
God.
know if there are cameras, right? I don't know if there are cameras in that hallway, but if there was an administrator who watched my dumbass slide halfway down that banister and fall over the other side and then get up and look around to see if anyone saw me.
They rewound that multiple times.
Right? It exists somewhere.
It to other people.
Oh my God.
They had to. I would have.
Okay, so that I imagine you being Kronk, dun, 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 dun.
Playing his own little theme music.
Yeah, so that was super fun. And then after it was the women's college, it was a summer hotel. So we went from health retreat to women's college to summer hotel.
Lots of different
And that takes us all the way, right? And it takes us all the way to 1937, where there was we're going to put this in quotation marks, doctor named Norman Baker, who bought it. So after it became a summer hotel, this guy buys it, and we already know it's not great because we're putting doctor in quotation marks. He turned it into a hospital where he claimed he could cure cancer.
Oh, come on!
And here's the other part. He had no medical training.
Huh?
So
It was
I
one of
don't know
those,
what we were doing.
buy your doctorate. AKA,
Exactly.
write it on a piece of paper.
Hi,
Yes,
Dr.
so-
Nick. Hello, everybody.
Right? Like, come on. So apparently, unsurprisingly, lots of people died under his care because his treatments were barbaric and painful. Because now, prepare yourself for this. He liked to drill holes in people's skulls as he performed his surgeries in the basement. Guy, if you own the whole hotel, give yourself a window.
Right. But
I feel like there was a supernatural episode on this.
There probably was.
I-
And also, not sure he's the only person who's done this. Like, I feel like the whole like
Probably.
drilling of skulls thing, not like we were doing that for lobotomies before we figured out that was a bad idea.
right. I mean, I think it's okay. I have so many questions, but keep going. Okay.
So in addition to the carpenter, the hotel is said to be haunted by former patients, hospital staff. There are terrifying reports of like hands coming out of bathroom mirrors. No thank you, Ring. Cries of pain. Gurneys rattling through the hallway.
No.
Pots and pans flying around the kitchen, because come on, I'm not feeding you if you have no brain. Doors slamming shut on their own,
Mhm.
and a bunch of spirits in Victorian dresses in the dining room. And then to kind of corroborate the whole like Baker doing like medical stuff, they recently excavated his medical tools on the property.
No. No.
Yes.
Where's
There it is.
that black bone? Put it
Back. Don't you touch us.
All I can think of when you said the gurney's creaking was the one squeaky wheel on the shopping cart.
Ugh, I hate that thing. I'll get a new shopping cart. I'm gonna tell you, I've gotten to the
me
point in
too.
my life that we're not walking around the store. I don't want to be perceived, especially in a Target. Please don't look at me. If my cart is rattling, I'm getting a new one. Or forget that. I'm just using my arms and my children's arms. We're carrying everything. Nobody speak.
That's all I can think of was the one wonky wheel.
I think it was Emily. I think it was Emily who said that if we ever go to a sanatorium, of course, I'm staying outside. I can't go inside because you and I know I'm a beacon. There's nothing.
There's no protection.
There's
That
no
keep you
protection
safe.
I can do.
Agree.
But that being said, there's a sanatorium in Virginia that she wants to go to, and she wants me to come up and go to, and she wants you to come too.
You have such a great time with that. I'm going to be busy for the foreseeable future. I'm sorry. I'm booked. I can't cancel on me again.
Death, afternoon tea, death. I can't come. I'm just simply booked.
Booked. So a couple things that happened while this doctor was here. He painted the hotel bright purple.
What? Like,
Seems reasonable.
That's interesting color.
like,
Right. And then he actually sent out mailers to lure in the sick and the wealthy. And the thing is, people already knew he was nuts. And the FBI was like aware of this dude, but he still managed to rake in like $500,000 a year for a couple of years until the FBI was like, yo, mail fraud, don't do that. Like, whack, no more.
no more. None of us.
Yes. And then people were recognizing like, hey, the things that this guy is doing, like bad news bears. But yet he forced like dying patients who were crippled and in agony to write home to their families that his quote castle in the air was some kind of a medical paradise and they'd never felt better. And then they'd die. Like, what? So when the pain medication wasn't working, they were taken to an area that served as a hospice until they just died of cancer.
Oh,
Because that seems reasonable.
right.
No.
That's not normal.
But you're gonna love, kind of not love, but it's gonna be a little bit of like what happens next. So the number of people who probably passed was in the hundreds. But the irony here is that the doctor himself eventually died from cancer.
Hold
Like
on.
my
I
guy.
actually have a button for this.
I love it.
Right?
Consequence.
So the morgue was located in the basement, and the original autopsy table is still there. And it once doubled as like storage and a coffee bar and things like that until the new owners were like, hey, maybe we put this back to what it's supposed to be and use it in our ghost tours. Because what better thing to do than profit off of the horrors of other people?
No. Immediate no.
Right?
No.
So in 1967, the fourth floor suffered like a massive fire and stayed closed until the new owners did renovations in 1997. So 30 years later, they renovated. There was a cat who lived there for a very long time, and he was technically the hotel manager. And after 21 years, he passed away. In 1994, he passed away, but after 21 years as the hotel manager. And he may be the only soul that was not made a victim by the fourth floor.
So the cat still haunts it?
Possibly. He was highly beloved and was laid to rest with his own headstone in the gardens that are on the property.
Oh, that's sweet, though.
So, and there's like, I'll even send it like in the chat later, but there's a little picture of him and like
Aww.
a little like thing about Morris the cat.
His name
Who's
was
got his own little
Morris?
picture and his headstone. Morris, yes, Morris.
That's so sweet.
So the Ghost Hunters crew filmed an episode there and another Victorian home in the area. And they did capture like an apparition thing in the basement, and it is a little creepy.
Oh.
But if you want to watch the full Ghost Hunters episode, you can find it by searching YouTube for a haunting history in Eureka Springs, and that should like bring it all up, and you can actually watch the entire Ghost Hunters episode.
Is that Rachel just sent pictures? Is this? That's the basement.
Let me see, because
Okay, from the outside. I remember this. Okay, so
yeah. So I think it might be fourth floor where the fire was, or is that the basement?
It says it's a picture of the morgue where his staff disposed of his
there you go.
Patients' bodies.
Yes, so that is basement, which is like not awesome.
Okay, so
You like the little flyer that they'd use?
Right, I'm telling you, that's the thing. He was printing these suckers out and sending them to people after he painted the stupid building purple. Like, I'm not, like, I don't, like, come on.
Do you guys
There's a purple
know
house in a town that's near me.
this house? Okay, Rachel, I know you love this movie, Coraline. Look at the house.
I know.
It looks just like the Pink Palace in Coraline. Are you looking it up?
I think I've seen that. I've also read the book.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point out that on the flyer it says, "We do not cut out any organ."
No, we just drill into them. we go in, invasive only.
How are you?
But I will. What?
How are you supposed to cure cancer and tumors without removing said tumor?
Without Operation Radium or X-ray.
How?
Like, what?
I don't know. We can ask him about his castle in the sky and see what he says.
I would rather not. That's a you. I am never going to contact this asshole. No. Thank you.
I think he's probably just being eaten by his cancer forever because, like, he did that. But I will tell you, that is not the last victim that this building claimed. In 1997, a man from Missouri fell off the top floor of the Crescent Hotel.
What?
Yep, he fell from the staircase at the hotel and was later pronounced dead at the hospital. It's called the Eureka Springs Hospital. So on June 10th, so almost however many years ago, where we are now, they were emergency medical responders were called to the scene. I'm reading from the whatever this thing is called. The report. Sorry, I'm hearing words that are mechanic. Oh, it's snack time at my house. Sorry. I was like, something is talking. It's my little reminder box. It's like, hi, it's snack time, and here are the things you're allowed to eat, children. We don't eat children. There was a comma there.
This isn't Hansel and Gretel. Just saying.
No, sorry, the things that you're allowed to eat, comma, my children. So emergency medical responders were called to the scene at 11:11 p.m. Spooky. And according to the release, the witnesses said that Thomas had been in the upstairs bar before he fell over the staircase railing to his death.
Dun, dun.
And Jack Moyer, so the vice president and the general manager of the hotel, said that this is the first accident of this kind to happen at the hotel. Dude, do you history? Do you read?
No.
Shall you listen to this?
I can read.
Did you do any research at all?
I don't
Did you
think
utter the words.
I don't think he did.
So it said that his check at the bar was timestamped at 11:05 p.m., which was just 6 minutes before emergency responders were called to the scene. And they said that he was alone when he fell from the railing.
Ma'am. Absolutely not staying anywhere near there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So something that was reported in the press was that he was with his wife. That's not what the video evidence showed. It showed that he was by himself, and he fell from a high-profile location between the 4th and 3rd floor of the hotel. So not exactly sure what that means. Like, what's a high-profile location? Is it great for photos? Is it a photo op?
I
don't know.
Well, I mean,
Was he sliding down the banister? Was he pulling a Meg and sliding down the banister and didn't make it? Like, God, I hope not.
No, just imagine a guy wearing 1990s clothes, like Junko jeans.
Back off my jeans.
Hey,
Those are the comfiest freaking things.
I know. Did you know they came back out?
Yes, and also I know that they didn't look good on me then, so we're gonna pass.
They now carry plus size. So before, I used to have to buy 2 pairs of Junko jeans and mate them together to make my size because I was a fat kid. And now they carry up to size 6X for Junko jeans.
Nice. We like that.
We do.
We like that a lot.
Yes.
So, apparently this building is not super great, but still kicking,
Mhm.
both spiritually and physically. And I don't think it's still purple.
I should hope not.
It's been a while, but Arkansas has a lot going on with it. Like I said, we've got bridges. There's a house called the Allen House, the Queen Anne Mansion, built in 1906. He lived in the home with his wife and his 3 daughters until his death, and his family lived there for decades. And then his daughter poisoned herself with mercury cyanide, and her room was sealed off for the next 40 years. So
Like you do. You know.
Yeah. And then following the elder, Mrs. Allen's death, her daughters turned the house into apartments. And then tenants were like, hey, weird things are happening. Like, we're hearing things, stuff's falling over. It looks like there are people in here. And sometimes the figures actually appear in photos that are taken by the residents who now live there.
I'm good.
So should you need some history and some spooky, head over there. Head to Arkansas.
Oh, funny enough, Rachel, I just got a notification Dustin just posted a new video. The red flag guy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we love Red Flag Guy.
We love him. We were just...
I like when he does green flags too.
Oh,
I like when he does the green flags and it's other people that I watch.
Right.
Like the pregnant lady and her fiance, the guy with the dreads.
Oh, yes, and I also like Carlo, the Italian guy.
Mm-hmm.
Where every time she does my love.
Mi amore.
He's just being like, you idiot.
Right. He's so cute. What's in the other suitcase? Cheese?
What do you mean go to Italy and not bring back cheese? I'm sorry. That's not happening.
I just had to yell at
that person.
I just had to yell at my husband, honey, find my pants. Somebody's coming to the house.
What's coming?
I'm wearing shorts. I'm wearing shorts. These are too short. They're right there.
There's such thing as too short shorts?
On the floor.
Apparently.
Who wears short shorts?
I do.
I do, but it's also because I have long ass legs.
True.
All shorts are short shorts. I also have a butt, and that's a hi.
Hi.
I like your shirt. Mike has the same one.
How is Mike? Mike has the same one.
accurate.
Oh, me and Death have an understanding. All right. I've been sick numerous times. Him and I have an understanding. I won't sass him, and he won't take me.
But sometimes it's so hard not to sass him.
Well, okay. So the first time, because
Are we sassing? Who are we sassing?
Death.
Death.
That's what I thought you said.
Put him over my running shorts.
I didn't see the shirt.
Oh,
There's a wee dinosaur. Oh, that's cute.
it says I'm a lover, not a
fire.
So I had this when I weighed 400 pounds, just to show you how big.
Look at that.
Yes,
Look at all his
girl.
face. You could put it at a person in there. Don't do it, but you could.
I could, but I have to go in for fasting lab panels this weekend.
Ugh.
Right, that.
Yeah, and apparently she says I now qualify if the labs come back and everything's okay for bariatric surgery. So,
Oh,
yeah,
that'll be fun.
I guess, I don't really want to sit in a bed for 4 weeks, but I mean, here we are.
My aunt did it.
Yeah.
She looks great. She feels good.
That's the aunt that you went to go visit on your Facebook, right?
No, this is a different aunt.
Okay, never mind.
She's into the wrong kind of incense.
Never mind. Back on topic.
The
My
human
apologies.
incense kind?
No, I only say the wrong kind because I'm very particular with my incense kinds, and she just picks one that's not my favorite. That's all. It's not actually the wrong kind.
Oh, okay.
It's just like some people are really like big into like a Palo Santo, and I prefer something different.
I can't do like really strong ones.
I can't do the general ones that come with like you buy a container and it's like also here's 50 incense cones and they all smell like butthole. I don't like those.
True.
I don't know what the scent is. They never tell you.
Meg, the fact that you know what butthole smells like.
I have 3 children.
I know. I do too.
3 children and a dog.
I mean, I got 10, but I mean, they're all over the age of 19. So, well, some of them.
Yeah, no, mine are small. And there are certain things you just don't
the
have
diaper stage.
Yeah, I got to skip the diaper stage with some of them. Only 3 of them I had diapers with, so.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. But anyways, you go first.
You go first. So that works.
All right. Well, is that all you got for Arkansas?
For Arkansas, yes. I figured if we wanted to say other things, we could.
Well, I had fun today. Did you have fun today?
I had fun
I
today.
did.
Okay,
I always
great.
have fun. Fun is the F word I like the best.
And we'll put the spooky photos on.
Oh yeah, the postcard. I'm
Uh-huh.
definitely going to be posting that in the Facebook group.
Yes.
Yeah, and all of the photos are in the drive. So should you want to grab anything from there, there are all the
Love
photos
that. Thank you. I'm also saving them.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you. Well, I had
There's
fun time. Not really. I don't like spooky fucking kids.
But this was
It wasn't a kid.
little-
it was a cancer man,
Oh, that's right.
and
Riddled
not a
with
cancer man like the Zodiac.
Yes.
Like an actual bad cancer man.
Right.
right.
Stay
This
spooky.
was a little bit more fun than usual.
Yes, more fun than usual. Stay spooky.
Stay
Don't go to random hospitals in the basement and try to get lobotomies. And we'll see you guys next time. Okay, goodbye.
Thanks.
Next time on the Pandemonium Witches. I know you guys are saying that's my kid. He doesn't look like my kid. He doesn't have the same birthmark as my kid. He's not my kid. He doesn't act like my kid. Guys, how many serial killers have we talked about that are in the construction business? So then there were other tips coming in about the couple traveling across the state with the boy in the back begging to be saved and let go.
Because now they're just doubling down on it.
Right. The bribing, the lying, the theft.
She should know her own child, especially when you know birthmarks and everything.
Right. A mom knows their kid.
Of course, there's more. There's
There's
more.
always more.